What's up, everyone? This is FP Sticks bringing you some more Go Battle League battles here in the Great League. This video is going to be showcasing a team of Galarian, Stunfisk, Azumarill, and Meganium. So not very spicy, but very bulky and very consistent performance with this team. Upon completing these two sets that I have in the video, I was actually ranked 27th in the world. That was actually yesterday when the leaderboard updated. I have since climbed even higher in my rating. So when the leaderboard updated yesterday, I was at 3214 for my rating. I finished the day today at 3260, which is absolutely insane to think about. And I kind of attribute all of this rating gain to Galarian Stunfisk. This Pokemon is unbelievably solid as a Pokemon. And if you pair that with Azumarill, it's a really strong core, and then also having some sort of a grass type on that team. Meganium, I've also ran this team comp with Tropius instead of Meganium, and it's just very solid and very well-rounded. These battles are absolutely insane against some of the best opponents in the world, because we are getting way up there in the leaderboard, which is really exciting. So we're just gonna try to commentate over these battles here. I'm up against this person running a Shadow Machamp, and the damage output from Shadow Machamp was so insane that it pretty much just fast moved me all the way down, and I got destroyed in this first battle here. Out comes Shadow Lapras, and I got destroyed. I think they also had a Shadow Electivire, so very spicy team. Amazing lead for me. All three Pokemon on my team can hang with Registeel. So anytime someone brings a Registeel in, it's always looking good for me. Now, for sure gonna shield that. My Stunfisk, my particular Stunfisk has the specific attack breakpoint, which means that I can go straight Earthquake in the one shield and actually win out the matchup. Go on to pvpoke.com and plug in your specific Stunfisk IVs into pvpoke to see if your Stunfisk can win in the straight one shield going Earthquake. It's kind of an interesting attack breakpoint that you might want to consider. Out comes Shadow Zapdos. Dude, I don't think electric types have like any play in the meta right now. There's way too many Stunfisk around, and Zapdos has absolutely no play against Stunfisk. So I got a shield from the Zapdos with my Ice Beam, but I know that I can just bring in Stunfisk. I also have loaded energy here, and they shield, which puts me at an even better position, and I farmed so much energy off the Reggie that I'm going to be able to throw 2 Rock Slides. Out comes Azumarill, doesn't even matter. Meganium is such a hard wall to Azumarill. You see there, I switch in Meganium after the Azumarill has cleared some energy. This just makes it a little bit safer for my Meganium to come in, and then at that point they leave the match because it was over there. Good game. Stunfisk and Azumarill. This is a hard lead to play around. Most of the time I stay in to throw an Earthquake, and then I attempt to catch a Hydro Pump on my Azumarill. Azumarill is essentially always a safe swap. Obviously, the things that are really going to wreck it are like Meganiums to answer it. Also, Ferrothorns are really hard for Azumarill to hang with, but out comes Haunter, and definitely just going to go straight Ice Beam here. This is probably a Sludge Bomb, and I probably should have shielded that because now Haunter is going to be able to get like one more Shadow Claw's worth of energy. Not good at all. I know the Haunter is running Sludge Bomb. I'm wondering if they're also running Shadow Ball. That'd be really bad, but I knew that this was just a Shadow Punch. I overfarm just slightly. The thing is, whenever you're going against Haunter, you can't really overfarm too much because Haunter is going to win all of those CMP ties. I switch into Meganium thinking that I'm really cool, gonna catch a Hydro Pump, and I caught an Ice Beam. Oh, this was the person that ran Haunter and Gengar against me and just destroyed me because I was way too greedy with my shields. This sucks. This is the newly equipped Gengar with Shadow Punch. And so as you can see, I'm able to get to this Frenzy Plant, which is nice, but I think this barely doesn't KO. Yep, Gengar is a little bit bulkier than Haunter, and it really shows right there. And now the Gengar is going to get to 2 Shadow Punches Oh, I'm able to must-shot it down. That's really good. But I'm not able to get to this Earthquake, unfortunately. That Azumarill was barely in Earthquake range, so that was going to be a very close finish there. But good game. Stunfisk and Registeel, another amazing lead. Anytime you see a Registeel, this team is going to be pretty solid. Out comes Vigoroth. It is somewhat important that I maintain switch advantage here, so I'm going to throw a Rock Slide to soften it up. And this allows me to bring in a Azumarill, and I can just go straight Ice Beam and then get some extra bubble damage to farm it down at the end. So it puts me in a very safe scenario here. You see me over farming just a little bit. I get a shield, which is amazing. There's still no need for me to shield the Body Slam yet. I might get hit by one more Body Slam, but that's still okay with me. It's definitely going to get hit by one more Body Slam. I'm still not going to shield. And now I'm going to throw the Ice Beam. Let's see if this Vigoroth wants to go down 2 shields. They're going to go down 2 shields. And all I need to do is shield once here, and then I should be able to bubble down the Vigoroth. I'm able to bubble down the Vigoroth. I have maintained switch advantage. I'm up a shield. This is amazing. It would have been nice to get some Ice Beam chip damage on the Azumarill, but it doesn't matter. I have Meganium stuck against the Azumarill. No need to shield the first Ice Beam, folks. Just let it come on through. Save the shield. They still have Registeel. There's the Registeel. I hold on to my energy on my Meganium. We're looking great. Even if they bait me here, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to go straight Earthquake and all that loaded energy on Meganium. We are looking good. Since shields are down, we can see how much damage this Earthquake does. It does such a huge chunk. And then I really want to get to this Rock Slide. I'm able to get to it, which is amazing. And now the Azumarill has to throw energy on my Stunfisk here. They are in Frenzy Plant range, so I'm still going to go for the Earthquake here. I know the Azumarill is going to overfarm a bunch. The nice thing is that Azumarill cannot stack 2 Ice Beams. So I actually just stay in here, let them farm me down, and totally because I knew that Meganium was going to win the CMP tie against Azumarill, and since I stored that energy, I was going to be able to safely take that match. But there was a number of different ways I could have played that end scenario there, and I chose the riskiest one. Alright, Dugong lead. So Dugong is hitting Stunfisk for neutral damage with the Ice type attacks. Again, Ice is super effective against ground, Steel resists Ice. And typically Dugong users are going to commit their shield early, which makes sense because those are the charge moves that are going to do the most damage. You can see this really starts wearing down my Stunfisk. And I think at this point I try to... Do I shield here? I can't remember. Okay, I'm just letting this go. Oh, it's a Water Pulse. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I think I bring in Meganium here, because I know I'm going to get to a Frenzy Plant before Dugong can get to an Icy Wind. Really good for me. I doubt that they commit a second shield here. I'm up a shield. Out comes Hypno. So there's definitely not a flyer in the back to punish this Meganium. But there definitely could be an Azumarill. Definitely could be an Azumarill. I will shield up this Ice Punch. Now I'm going to switch into my own Azumarill, kind of just to bait out whatever they have in the back. They're running Ice Punch and Thunder Punch, pretty typical moveset on Hypno, and they're still staying in here, farming up a lot of energy, so I'm just going to go straight for the Ice Beam. I get the last shield. Whatever they have in the back has got to be weak to Azumarill. Oh, it's a Alolan Marowak. Oh my gosh, wow. So all I need to do is shield here, shield up the Bone Club, land the Hydro Pump, and this is easily going to one-shot the Alolan Marowak. And no matter what, I believe I still have a Frenzy Plant stored on Meganium. I do, so I'm just going to go in and throw it immediately, be able to take out the Hypno. Good game there. Stunfisk into Victreebel. Yikes, dude. Shadow Victreebel, I don't have a response on this team. So I have to stay in here and burn shields with my Stunfisk. You can see I'm going to be able to get to 2 Rock Slides before Victreebel is able to take me out, which is really good. And then honestly, my best bet is to come in with Meganium. So this is very unfortunate, but by some miracle, they just gave up switch advantage. So I'm going to bring out my Meganium here. Debatable play. But Azumarill is not going to have the best matchup against Defense Deoxys, especially a Defense Deoxys with all this energy. I'm anticipating these to be Psycho Boosts. Yep. Whenever Defense Deoxys builds up to that much energy, you better expect a flurry of Psycho Boosts to come. They commit both their shields, which is really good for me. This Defense Deoxys is going to be so low in attack that I'm just going to bring out a Azumarill to bubble this down, get an energy advantage, and then have an Ice Beam stored for when that Victreebel is most likely going to be coming back in. So no matter what they throw at me here, totally fine to tank it because they have debuffed themselves into oblivion. Oh my gosh, that Psycho Boost does like nothing. I'm able to bubble them down. Really good for me. And then, oh man, it is Galarian Stunfisk in the back. Gonna land the Hydro Pump, hits for so much damage. Out comes the Victreebel again. Doesn't matter, I'm gonna be able to get to Ice Beam. This is definitely gonna take out the Victreebel. Thank goodness I was able to farm down that Defense Deoxys and get all that energy. It was really good for me. At this point, I could just bubble down this Stunfisk. Commit the shield here. I'm even able to get to an Ice Beam, which is really good, and I'm going to be able to take that game, even though we ran into a Shadow Victreebel lead, which this team does not appreciate very much. Going up against Holden McNuggets here, definitely one of the top battlers in the world. Stunfisk into Toxicroak, horrible lead, but I don't have anything to switch into this, so I have to, I'm able to catch a Mud Bomb on a Azumarill, which is really good for me. And just the mud shot damage that I was able to get with my Stunfisk puts this Toxicroak like very close to being in Ice Beam range. These bubbles are really adding up. I believe I shield here. Yep, and he baits me with Mud Bomb. Really good play. Still staying in. Okay, now he makes a swap into his Jirachi. I'm going straight for the Hydro Pump nuke. I really hope this connects. It does connect. That's huge. At this point, I bring in my Stunfisk, because I'm going to resist all of Jirachi's moves, actually. But Doom Desire still hurts. I'm going to be able to Mud Shot down Jirachi. That is amazing. Out comes Toxicroak again. I have enough energy almost for 2 Rock Slides, I think. So I burn his last shield, able to get to Rock Slide. Really good for me. I still have a full health Meganium in the back, and I'm up a shield. What's an... Oh, it's Azumarill. So this is totally game over. I'm even able to get a last-second Rock Slide on this Azumarill, which is going to put it into Frenzy Plant range, plus the Vine Whips. So very solid position for me. And at that point, he leaves the match because it's for sure over. Good game. Stunfisk into Azumarill, again, really bad for me, but I need to get some chip. Oh, okay, I'm going to instantly swap into Azu that time. That's interesting. Played it differently in this battle. I feel like I definitely should have stayed in there and continued with my normal route of throwing an Earthquake. Best case scenario, I get a shield right there, and then if I'm able to catch a Hydro Pump on my Azu, that's really good. So my Azumarill is a rank 1, meaning I can tank 2 Flash Cannons just fine. So I'm building up to the Hydro Pump. Now I'm going to bait with Ice Beam. And then I should be able to bubble down this Reggie. Really good scenario for me. I have 1 switch advantage. Out comes their own Azumarill. So just going to get as much chip damage as possible with this Hydro Pump, but this is going to ensure that my Meganium is going to be aligned with this Azumarill, which is great. My Stunfisk gets to avoid the Azumarill. They're also running Play Rough, so I'm wondering if they don't have Ice Beam, which means my Meganium is going to have even more play. So this is looking really good for me. Man, they just let both those Hydro Pumps go through. What do they have in the back that they're saving both shields for? That is the real question. It's an Altaria. Oh my gosh, I remember this game. So, okay, so you look at the scenario and you're like, oh, game over, right? We totally have this. We are down a shield. And so this is still unfortunate. Also, we just get a... Oh, man. Yeah, this was the really laggy battle. This was the insanely laggy battle. But it looks to be mutual right there. I think this was at the start of when the servers were just going to absolute poop. Oh my gosh. Okay, I feel like I definitely might have missed 1 mud shot in there. I'm saving the shield. I know a switch is going to be coming at any point now. It's probably going to be coming right now. And I'm barely too slow. I should have just anticipated that swap a little bit better. I shield up to Play Rough. At this point, I'm wondering if this is an Ice Beam. It's just another play rough. I have to Vine Whip down this Azumarill and then get as much like Frenzy Plant chip damage off on this Altaria. And I need it to be in Rock Slide range. I really need this to be in Rock Slide range. If I can land another Frenzy Plant after this, it's for sure in Rock Slide range. But the timer is coming up and I am getting really nervous here. I'm getting really nervous because I can't remember if I have a Rock Slide stored. But they're farming me all the way down. Do I have a Rock Slide? I do have a Rock Slide, but it doesn't matter because time's up and I won with more HP. Oh my gosh, what a freaking close game. Good game. Stunfisk into Altaria. This is amazing. Vigoroth safe swap is pretty typical. Again, I should have stayed in there with Stunfisk and thrown a... I should have thrown a Rock Slide first. It's way more beneficial to just guarantee that you will have switch advantage. Even if you have to go down a shield, that's fine. Because now I have to go down a shield in this Meganium matchup, which is not ideal, especially since I need 2 Frenzy Plants to KO this Vigoroth anyway. So I definitely should have... that's a bad play on my part. Definitely should have went Rock Slide first. Thank goodness they let the Vigoroth go. I have 2 amazing answers to Altaria, so I guess switch advantage wasn't that important. Let's see what they have. Oh yeah, switch advantage was not that important at all. Definitely not that important because my whole team handles Reggie and I have 2 hard counters to Altaria. So this is unfortunate. I do shield up the Focus Blast, which is solid on my part. I'm going to switch into Azumarill here. Questionable play. Man, I remember this game. This was a tough game to play out here. Because I really did not want my Stunfisk to be hit by a Focus Blast. I have a lot of stored energy, like more than an Earthquake stored. I'm just going straight for the Hydro Pump here, assuming that they wanted to save their shield for Altaria. I was completely wrong. They wanted it for Reggie, and so now this is really bad. I'm going to be able to land a Ice Beam on Altaria, which is good for me. Shields are down here. Oh, I can just go straight Rock Slide. This will take out the Altaria. No, this is fine. This is totally fine. Oh, I remember what I'm doing here. Look at what I'm doing. It's because the Reggie has a Focus Blast stored. So I have to, what I should have done is done a no bubble Rock Slide. Look at me. I'm trying to mud shot down an Altaria. I'm trying to mud shot down an Altaria because Registeel has a freaking Focus Blast, you guys. Registeel has a Focus Blast. I needed to have enough energy to land an Earthquake. Man, good game. Good game. That was rough. That was rough. I threw that so hard, but I had to have very precise execution to still allow that ending to swing in my favor. Shadow Victreebel lead again is really not good, but I know I'm going to be able to get shields with these Rock Slides. And the great thing about Galarian Stunfisk again is that Grass type attacks only hit me for neutral because of my Steel and Ground typing. I will shield up one Leaf Blade. This is going to allow me to get to another Rock Slide. I get both shields and I'm going to immediately switch to my Meganium. And they are staying in, which is totally fine by me. I feel like this was a Leaf Blade, so I let this go through. It was a Leaf Blade, really good for me. And now this Earthquake is going to be able to KO this Victreebel. I'm curious as to what they have in the back because they're staying in with Victreebel. So they don't have a hard punish to Meganium. I'm able to get this last second Frenzy Plant off, which is huge. My Stunfisk is going to essentially double resist all of Deoxys' moves here unless it's running Psycho Boost. So I bring in my Stunfisk to try to absorb some damage here. I still have a shield. And Azumarill up a shield. They Psycho Boost me, and then I switch into Azumarill to catch this Psycho Boost here. It's not going to do that much damage. It's a Bastiodon in the back, so this is for sure game over. I love this scenario. Oh, you just go straight Hydro Pump and then bubble it down the rest of the way, and you leave with stored energy. It's amazing. So I'm going to be able to cleanly take this game here. Hope you guys appreciate these battles. Man, tomorrow's video, I'm going to show you a 5-0 set that I had in this 3200 rating, which actually got me to my rating of 3260. So look for me on the leaderboards. I'm curious as to where I will be tomorrow, but thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.